What up, folks? This is Storyalysis. I'm Chris.
I'm Pierre.
Jason is in a dilemma, Pierre.
Jason,
what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
What can we do?
You didn't get the reference, did you?
What are we gonna do?
What am I gonna do? It's a meme. It's a meme. Oh, he doesn't get it.
I'm not on social media like that, unfortunately. But someday I should get the memes, Christian. Well, you know I'm a fucking aloof and technologically disinclined guy. It's just
Bro, this cliffhanger.
Bro,
how long is this episode, dude? I'm trying to watch this shit, man.
Great. All right. Where we end up? Jason 1's running. Great. He's running. Great. We're back. Jason 1. Jason Destin number 1 is in Jason Destin number 2's world. Running. He finally sees the bar. Notice, Christian. Detail. What's the bar? The Village Tap. The sign, tap, Christian. Yeah. The sign is neon green. The sign was not neon green. In episode 1. It was not, Christian. It was
what the fuck does that mean?
Or orangish color. Reddish or orangish color. As in all these little details of that you're not in your world. It is what it is. He gets in and talks to the bartender, right? Matt does not recognize him. Like, nigga, I've never fucking seen you before. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, Matt? You know me. I don't know what you're talking about. Great. You have to leave the bar because Matt is acting like Matt doesn't know me. We flip to Jason 2 and Jason 1's world. Notice how he looked at Jason 1's wardrobe, his closet. He's like, this is fucking pathetic. He's like, ugh, you're killing me here. He goes downstairs. We don't see Jason 1 drink coffee at all. He goes downstairs. Where the fuck? Or would we hide the coffee? Like, all of these little things, it just contrasts the fucking, like, the disparity between these two guys. Like, if you juxtapose these two motherfuckers, it's just so wide. Like, the range. It's just completely different people. Which is freaking dope.
Let me just praise the acting again too. Because I'm telling you, man, it's just these little yes. scenes that are so insignificant. Just the way he carries himself,
right?
The actor, the way he turned around slowly, and his hand gestures, everything is so smooth. His body language,
he's a control freak.
Great.
Well, not control freak, like controlling. The little knob on the fucking staircase that's not working, like that bothered him. Because
I didn't catch that.
Like, why is that not fixed? It's just. Like narcissist to the fucking highest extent, controlling, freaking toxic. My boy might even be toxic at this point. With crazy shit.
Wait, did you say that because of how he told his son to act, like
yes.
in front of the girl? Is that what you were referring to? Or
yes, which Daniela's like, that's a very weird way to express love, my love. If you remember, Christian, episode 1, Jason number 1 told his son in the car, tell her how you feel.
You're right. Yeah, you're
Tell
right.
her how you feel.
You're
that other
right.
guy does not compare to you. That's some hopeless romantic shit. Jason number 2 says,
right.
fuck that. Jason number 2 is like, nah. Relationships are a negotiation. The first one to talk loses. It's just the contrast, Christian.
And then, especially when you know that, one of the Jasons found true love and then the other one didn't. It's like, damn.
Oh, wait, what episode is this? Episode 2? It is mentioned in episode 2. Yes, okay, so we're not foreshadowing. This is still in episode 2. Episode 2, they both had true love, Christian. They made a decision. The decision was when homegirl was pregnant.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the one who's giving love advice ended up not with the woman of his dreams. Like the advice he's giving is counter to his other half. But
because
also,
he never went down the path of sacrificing his life's work of becoming a great physicist to choose to have a family with this girl. Yes.
Right, but yes. I mean, just like symbolically, that's what's happening. Like
because he's still that fuckboy mentality. That this is a guy with a lot of awards. This is a guy who get girls. Like, although he's in a seemingly faithful relationship with Amanda, which is such a sweet girl. I'm like, bro, I don't know how Amanda bears this man, but still, like you can tell. It's just. Yeah, from his advice. Like, yeah, relationships are a negotiation. As in, homeboy's hard to get. It's like all these, like, I'm the prize. No, bitch, I'm the prize. Like, Jason 2's like, I'm the prize.
I kind of agree with Jason 2.
Of course. Dude, the man's a high-value man. The man has a room of awards, Christian. A room of awards. Like, it's not Charlie's bedroom. No, it's not. It's just a bunch of fucking awards. Like, just, ugh. Those are the kind of men who fucking exude just confidence and just don't fuck with me. It's like, shit. Even that. Confidence, don't fuck with me, right? Okay, we're just gonna keep bouncing in the same episode. He calls Ryan. Jason 2 calls Ryan. I heard you fucking went to my wife? Oh, Jason, I'm so sorry, Jason 1 would never. Because Jason 1 told Ryan, I'm gonna have to talk about it to Daniela. Remember episode 1? Your job offer? I need to get home. Jason 2 calls Ryan. You call my wife to ask about me? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry I crossed the line. No shit. No fucking shit you crossed the line. Yeah. It's just like, it's just to show you, like, why would you have to talk to my girl about some shit? Like, what the fuck? Like no, bro. I'm top dog. Like, I'm alpha.
You know, another thing about when they switch perspectives. Did you notice the sound effect that they're using?
Is it like ominous? What is it?
It's this snapping sound effect. It's the sound of fingers snapping. And it reminds me of when hypnotists, when they snap their fingers to wake up a volunteer, that the sharp sound of snapping fingers, it can act as an auditory cue to signal the person to wake up out of that hypnotic state. So it serves as like a distinct and immediate signal that contrasts with the hypnotic suggestions that were given to the volunteer. Okay. So it's like they're using it in this show. Like whenever they switch, you hear that snap. It's like it's a little subtle conditioning to the viewer, probably.
To let you know we've switched worlds. We've switched Jasons. Interesting. Exactly. No, Apple TV, Christian, they don't fucking miss. Oh my goodness, they don't miss. Cancel all your subscriptions. It is what it is. They're not paying me to say this, so let's just omit this. You can cut that out, Christian, when you edit this.
No, I agree.
They're not paying
me. Netflix, bro, step your game up, man. What the hell?
But yeah, there's just some good shows. But Apple TV, to me, Christian, Apple TV just does something to me. It's mentally stimulating. The writing is fucking good. But anyway, we're getting back to this shit, right? To get off on this little tangent. Yes, Jason 1 checks himself into hospital because, of course, something got to be fucking wrong with me. I go to my house, everything has changed. I go to my bar, they don't recognize me. Like, I call Daniela Dessen. I can't find her. What the fuck's going on? And the doctor come and let Jason know. Hey, everything's good, but we found a psychoactive compound in your system. And he remembers right away, I was injected with some shit by some motherfucker. That is what it is. He picks up the tablet. He starts looking for Daniela. We couldn't find him. Like, maybe let me check her maiden name, Daniela Vargas. She never got married in this world. Pops up. Oh shit, art gallery. It is what it is. Thank you very much. Yes, he tells the doctor, great, you're right. I want to volunteer to get some more work checked, more checkup done. It's cool, but for now, I'm out. He dips and goes to the art gallery. Is there anything you want to add before I get to the art gallery?
Once he meets his wife in this reality, then I want to say something about that. Okay. I don't know if you were going to talk about something else, though.
Cool. And like you said they switched again. They keep switching, which they do so well. Because at this point, we know there's two Jason. So they switch, Jason 2 as a professor. My boy got on a blazer.
And I like also how there's like markers for Jason 1 and Jason 2. Jason 1 has the scar on his arm. Jason 1 has the injury to his eyebrow and his nose. Jason 2 has an injury to his arm. So that's honestly, another way of
that is true. Even if they didn't have it, the way these men are so perpendicular. But that's true too. Mm-hmm. There are markers, yes, because he just got beat up. Jason 2 did beat up Jason 1, and Jason 1 did scratch Jason 2. That is true. Yes, he does as a bandage. Mm-hmm. Now they show us that same professor, but different Jason. My boy got on sunglasses. Like he's making the most out of the crappy wardrobe that he's got up to. He's cool. He's wearing jeans. He got the blazer. He got the sunglasses. You walk in and sit back and let the class marinate. Like,
and again, bro, I'm telling you, this guy's acting like I want to walk like him. Like he just way he
exudes confidence. It's insane.
The way he walks up to the kid listening in his AirPods or his headphones, he just takes it out. Every movement is so smooth, bro. What the fuck?
Because remember Jason 2, right? Remember Jason 1, episode 1. Jason 1 was not captivating. He wasn't assertive enough to grasp the A, respect, and B, attention of his students. Everyone was just doing their shit.
That's a good point.
Jason 1.
That's a good point.
In episode 1. Jason 1 in episode 1. Jason 2? My boy, take this tablet and just tell the substitute, the TA, all right, baby girl, I got it. You can sit down. Listen, you little fools.
And do you know the quote? Do you remember what he said exactly?
Oh yeah, of course, Christian. I remember what he said. Like you fuckers have the chance to ponder about your existence. You should cherish it.
My god.
If you let this shit go and just let it slide, you're just gonna end up working for some fucking big corporation who won't give a fuck about you. It's like you don't even understand the importance of this class to your life.
See, he in this show just demonstrated what I think needs to precede, like how teachers teach students. Like they need to teach them how to be curious before they teach them about math, before they start segmenting the world into these very rigid subjects. Like teach them to be curious first. And you teach them by saying what Jason said. Like for this fleeting moment, you get to sit in the classroom before you have to deal with the bullshit of the world. You get to sit here and ponder our existence and think about how beautiful reality is. Man, that is how you teach, man. That's how you do it.
But at the same time, Christian, he's a physicist. That's his passion. So for that reason, he's passionate about telling these students to like take this seriously. That doesn't, if you're doing something you don't love, you're not going to go to that extra length to be like, focus on this subject. This is important. And you're like, it is what it is. But
and that is a sad reality of like a lot of like just the education system. Like there are a lot of incredible teachers out there, but like there's so many barriers, there's so many obstacles. Like it's, you know, like if you're like a middle school math teacher, like if you love math, you're teaching some pretty basic stuff all the time, so that might be another obstacle. Or you might just have a bunch of rowdy kids, so if you love this subject, the kids' behavior is a different story. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
But that's the thing, there's the person that he's an attention grabbing dominant person. So this dude could teach like he'll be able to captivate a room until he wants it to go. Pretty much. Like, notice, like, the kids, nobody moved. Everyone just laser focused. Like, oh, shit. Who the fuck is this guy? It's just like, oh. And he just wipe everything down. He's like, I'm going to talk to you about this guy. And then they flip, unfortunately, to back to Jason one. But that little scene, this man took over. To tell you more about his personality again. This is crazy. Yeah,
you know, Daniela is the name of his wife, right? Is that
yes.
her name? Mm-hmm. Okay. Daniela also has in this other reality, she also has this captivating air when she's addressing a room, speaking to a room. Because during her exhibit, that was very captivating. The way she was talking, the way her body language was, the way she made eye contact. She has those eyes that could, if you are someone who buckles under that kind of situation, she could stare you down and not say a word, and you might feel rattled if you're that kind of, you know, if just her vibe overall. It's very charming, and it's very similar to Jason's vibe as well. So I think it's, you know, and they're clearly like, they have because we'll talk about later how their relationship ended up branching. Like, no, their relationship is very significant. So, you know, soulmates, question mark, who knows?
Yeah, at the end, like for you to mention, there's this confidence that they both have, their ability to talk, you know, Jason 2 and Daniela 2. What Jason 1 told Daniela at the end of this episode, we were both in that stage. But when you become a mom, I had to start spending less hours at the lab, which means I lost my grant, so I had to become a professor. You stopped painting because you had to be home more. You stopped going to the gallery. Like, all of that played a role in the decline of their personalities, their single personalities, is what I'm getting to.
Decline.
Yes, like you can no longer be this cool person because now you have to take on something that you might not like. For example, Jason teach physics to a class of a bunch of kids who don't fucking listen to him. Like Daniela, who loves to paint, can no longer paint. Like now she's working at a gallery some days in Jason 1's world, not Jason 2's world. Because Jason 2's world, they never had a kid. Daniela pursued that painting career all the way till she have her own gallery. She's bringing out her own painting. Jason 2 never got married. Jason got prestigious awards. The man is hella confident. Do you understand like the path that changed when they had a kid? Which is literally that's what created this divergence in this whole show, which he tells her. Like, because she tells him, what did you tell me the last time we saw each other? Daniela, from Jason 2's world, told Jason 1, the last time I saw you, you told me, at the end of my life, I would rather have memories of you than a cold, sterile lab. This is what Jason thought he told Daniela. But Daniela said, no, that's not what you told me. You told me I'm busy with research and the next year of my life would be spent in a clean room. This is where the path diverged. One Jason stayed, kept the kid, had the baby. Other Jason said, no, fuck that, get an abortion. Kid was never another thing. Daniela and Jason 2's world got an abortion. I'm talking about their personalities, the way they are able to stay like that. It's because they were still single. When kids come into play, sacrifices comes into the play. Like your wants take a step back because needs, now you have someone to take care of. So at the gallery, right, when Jason 1 walks into the gallery to go find Daniela Vargas, no longer his wife because she never got married, there's a quote, Christian. There's a quote on the floor.
Yeah, I saw that.
James Eliot, right? There's this poet. The quote that was on the floor read, "Footfalls echo in the memory down the passage which we did not take, towards the door we never opened." Mm-hmm. Which is literally what the show's about. It's just like, yeah, Thomas Eliot. That's literally, it's a famous poet. literally what this show is about. Like, the door that was never opened. What is it? Jason 2 is curious. What if? Like, I have everything. I have status, but... which is kind of unfair if you think about it, right? This is only episode 2, but, like, you have Amanda in your life. It's like, you're not alone, yet you're still choosing to pursue a possibility where you were still with girl number 1. But you have girl number 2 who's currently with you. And from what we've seen so far, Amanda seems like a good girl. But it is what it is. And these motherfuckers, they want to have it all, but it is what it is.
You know, I thought it was interesting how Jason 2 was going through all the trouble of switching lives with himself to be with Daniela, when clearly Daniela 2 was open to the idea of being with Jason, like, in the first place. So if he just stayed in this world and tried to reconcile with Daniela, and if he said the right things,
that is such a
things
good
might have
point.
worked out.
That is true. Right? I don't think she is open. She believed that this guy's not from this world, Christian. Like,
But that's what I meant. Like, if he said the right thing, you know, he could have convinced her.
Yeah, he probably could have convinced. I guess he loves her so much that he would want to erase that memory for it to never have happened. Because think about it, Christian. No matter what I can tell you as a man to a woman that I know loved me, but for her to remember that I once chose my career over her, made her get an abortion, cast her aside, got back in her life and told her, hey, you know, I regret some shit. This is the last time you're gonna see me. Bye. So just. But still, he is a smooth talker. That is true. He is confident. That is true. And he is the freaking subject of like 90% of her art. Like, most of the pictures up there was of Jason.
And you gotta think too, right? The perspective that this guy must have, like, because he's somebody who has now confirmed that there are multiple realities you could live in. So if he jumped into this reality to be with Jessica, like,
Daniela.
Can you imagine, or Daniela? Can you imagine what kind of perspective you would live with the rest of your life? Like, you would know that there are countless other Danielas and countless other futures. So, like, what if in the back of his mind, like, what if he has this idea in his head that he can always just reset things if he wants
like Aaron.
To? Like,
yes.
Yeah, or like Subaru from ReZero.
Subaru from ReZero. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That would seriously, I would think, damage a person's just how they view love, what it means to be in love.
I know, right?
Because that takes on a completely different definition.
Your ability to know you can do this over, like this, it's
and that there's multiple versions of, and the love that you experience, it's no longer precious, right? It's no longer like this thing that belongs to. It's like this thing that has just, I don't know. I feel like it would lose a little bit of significance if you know that it's happening in so many different realities.
I understand. Yeah. That is true. At the same time, you gotta be selfish too, because you're plucking your other versions outside of their world so you can live their lives. That's so fucked up.
That's very selfish.
Oh, just you're leaving women who love you behind to pursue.
And he doesn't even try to throw him a bone. He doesn't give him any hints.
Right? He
like,
just dropped him.
Like,
drug him
bro,
and drop him.
What the fuck? And he says, "I'm doing this for us."
I'm doing this for us.
Fucking liar.
Another thing, Christian. Contrast. Ryan. What is Ryan and Jason's relationship? Episode 1 and Jason number 1. Jason is a guy who gives Ryan notes. Jason is a guy who Ryan is still a good friend. Say, you know, I won the Pavia, you deserve it. Jason 2's world, Ryan is a loser. Notice the difference in the relationship, Jason and Ryan. Like, Ryan in episode 1 from Jason 1's world is this prestigious, famous, like, top physicist who just won the Pavia, who's smashing cheeks. Like, my boy clocked a girl on the same night at that bar. Like, or where are you gonna be at? I'm gonna be wherever you're at. Like, that's it. And they end up leaving the bar together. In Jason 2's world, complete reversal. Ryan came to Jason 1, he think is Jason 2. Ryan came to Jason and the art gallery for Daniela and said, hey, listen, man, how did that compound work that I worked hard for you? Like, I know you want to keep it under wraps, I know, but I worked really hard on that, and I know you made me sign a bunch of NDAs, but, like, you never told me. And Jason 1's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, for Velocity. Like, he's like, Velocity? What do you know about Velocity? That's the name of the company that Jason 2 is a co-founder of in this world. So, Ryan is helping Jason out, which is why you could tell when Jason 2 called Ryan in this episode and told him, hey, I heard you fucking talk to my wife. You can already tell, like, their relationship, the way they are in Jason 1's world, it's completely different in Jason 2's world. because of his personality,
Yeah.
because he's dominant, because he's just this selfish person. You could tell he walk all over Ryan. Just like, make this compound for me, sign a few NDAs, don't fucking sell. I don't want to hear shit about it. It's just like, it's beautiful to see these different characters that are so different in different worlds because other people are different too, because things didn't happen, crazy shit. So of course, Ryan and Daniela, there's a little after party at Daniela's house. Daniela number 2 in Jason 2's world. So they're talking, and Jason 1 is trying to explain to them, hypothetically, what if this happened? What if that happened? Like, what if, I literally had a complete different life and I woke up to everything being different? Of course, they don't believe him. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, this shit, we don't believe it. You're probably just high. And then Daniela told him, the last time I saw you, you said, our existence is all about choices that create worlds. Theoretically, we simultaneously inhabited an infinite number of them. The worst choice you made was the one you made with me.
And I wanna bring up the fact that I think this makes complete sense how this is happening, because we know that he has a brain that eventually discovers the fact that parallel worlds happen. So it's not crazy for him to make this logical conclusion, and then it's not crazy for her to very easily agree with his line of thinking, because, well, number one, she based her show off of Jason, right? Which is this idea of parallel, or not parallel, but making choices that branch. So it's like his research, his life's work is already out there to the point where she's able to base her exhibit off of his theories. So it's already in the back of both of their heads that like parallel universes is not, it's not super crazy, especially with all the accolades that Jason is having. So I think the way that this is happening, that they're both coming to this conclusion, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and also they live together. So he must have before they broke it off in this world number 2, they came home to each other. He probably was passionate about his work, which he explained to her. So she must have known too. And like you mentioned too, that's a good point. Yeah. The fact that their exhibit is about that and he's about that. But also, he went to his house with her. That's where he found the papers and brought them back to her place. And that's when he was like, oh shit, this motherfucker maybe figured it out. What if who kidnapped me as me? All right, I'll let you explain it because I know that's your shit. How he explained it to her as he was looking at the box when he brought up superposition, to explain to her in layman's terms what he found.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not going to be as long as next one. If you didn't in the previous episode we did, I went on about how the details behind what superposition is and how it relates to the Schrodinger's cat. So Jason here, he basically is saying that he was in a superposition state before he made the decision to stick with Daniela. So in the previous episode, I was talking about how superposition is this idea. I mean, they talk about it in the show too. But superposition, it's a particle can exist in all its different states before being observed, and then once you observe it, it's like cementing the state that a particle will continue to exist in. So, and then there's also this other theory that says when you observe. Well, sorry, let me backtrack a little. So superimposition, just said, that's when it exists in multiple states until it's observed. Once you observe it, then it cements it. So if you replace Jason with the cat in Schrodinger's cat, when the box is closed, that's before he made the decision to stay with Daniela. And then when he made the decision, when he made the decision that split the worlds, that's the box being opened in Schrodinger's cat. So it's very complicated to explain the theory. If you want to hear more about how the mumbo jumbo works, you can check out the previous episode and listen to what I talked about. But yeah, it's basically they're capitalizing on the fact that they're capitalizing on how they set up Schrodinger's cat in the first episode in this specific scene, because they're talking about how the split happened and why it makes sense that the split happened. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay. Yeah, he to sum up all that, he basically just explained what's up.
Also, real quick too, they mentioned the 4-dimensional cube, right? The Tesseract.
Yes.
They showed a drawing of that.
That's what I was going to get to. But go ahead.
Okay, so you want to speak on it first?
No, go ahead, bro. This is your fucking subject and shit. I was just gonna touch up on what he just said, but you will be more thorough, Christian. So go ahead, enlighten us.
Okay.
Enlighten us all.
Well, you remember you would remember, but not everyone who's listening to this. When we were talking about poems, and we were on Phil K. the numbers. He's a numbers man, right? That poem, and I talked about how to visualize 4 dimensions. So that I think you can also apply that visual here. And to anyone who didn't listen, I'm gonna give a really quick summary. Basically, imagine you have a bunch of TVs stacked against each other, and then within these TVs, imagine a video game, something like I don't know, or let's say Grand Theft Auto, right? Grand Theft Auto is a world, has a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
So imagine the people in the world of Grand Theft Auto were actually alive, and then have one game running on one monitor, one game running on another, and then stack it up on these monitors. That's like, these are 3D worlds on 2D spaces that we are viewing as humans. So we would be standing in like the 4-dimensional space. I don't want to, this episode's going on long enough. I don't want to talk too much about that. But yeah, it's, you can apply that visual here, and I think it would fit nicely. About 4 dimensions.
Okay. But yeah, like, he basically told her, once he found the papers, like, oh shit, this motherfucker figured it out. He created the box that, like Schrodinger's cat, he can put a human into superposition. And by doing so, he'll be able to travel to the multiple realities of quantum physics. Like, infinite. Which is, everything is so fitting. Because, like he said, right, Amanda did say that the last time you saw me, you told me our existence is all about choices that create worlds.
Right.
Theoretically, we simultaneously inhabited an infinite number of them, those worlds. So he's literally like laying the crumbs to her, but in a cryptic way for her to just be like, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, dude, fuck it, leave. Because they weren't in good space. You left me, I was with child. Fucking, you come back and tell me this shit, and then you disappear, and I haven't seen you. You've been gone for 14 months. Crazy shit. So Daniela believes him. That's true. And later that night, she comes in like, hey, are we happy? And of course, and he's like, yeah, we are. Like, how's the sex? Of course. It's like,
important questions.
He's such a good husband. Like, he'd take one of her bands and turn it into a ring. It's like, this is a reminder, this is proof that I'm not crazy. Because the mark will fade in my hand. Because it will fade. I'm not going to be wearing my wedding ring. But I need to keep that mark to remind me of something I need to go back to. Man. Crazy shit. And of course, homegirl come in. Put the phone down. Of course, Janiela's not friggin' listening. Put the phone down. 1 bullet to the head. Crazy shit, man. One thing I didn't touch up on at all, throughout this whole time, the people at Velocity are, like, looking for him, because it's like, they are under the impression that this is our Jason, who left us for 14 months, a project that we're working on, disappeared, vanished, come back, now we can't find him. So, of course, they're looking for him, which is how since they're looking for him, they were able to track him down. I'm assuming that's the top bodyguard for the CEO at Velocity. I'm assuming. So,
yeah.
Like, that's probably why. What's the guy's name? The CEO, Leighton. Leighton's the CEO. So I'm assuming Leighton's like, hey, you need to get on that, make sure you find him, because we need answers, which is true. Dude, if you're the co-founder of a company, you go missing, something that's a crazy breakthrough, Christian, that you figured out yourself and left us for 14 months, and we find you back in that box. You finally come back. And then you're gone. Like, what the fuck's going on, bro? You need the answer. So I completely understand where they're coming from, the heads at Velocity. And Amanda, your girlfriend too, which is even more devastating. Like, you left me, and you come back, you don't want nothing to do with me, because Amanda doesn't know yet. It's crazy shit, man.
Because at this point, they still haven't clarified what secrets he knows. I mean, yeah, you could assume that everyone's aware that he made a breakthrough in alternate reality, but we still don't know for sure what this breakthrough is. Like, they didn't give enough details, but
Correct.
yeah, that's you could probably assume that everyone knows that he probably went to another world or another reality.
I finished the show, I know, but I'll let you find out. We'll find out in episode 3 or episode 4. But yeah, that's about it, man. They killed Daniela number 2. Shot to the head. And they fucking tase my boy, drop him to the floor, handcuff him, and he gets to live all that shit. You know how traumatizing that is? Because that's the one thing he's trying to get back to. Well, 2 things. His real wife and his kid, Charlie. To see a doppelganger, because that's what you would call them in Flash. Fucking love Flash. Multiverse. Of your wife, and she dies in front of you. That's very traumatic.
Yeah.
I like how she remained a good person throughout that. Like, you know how good you have to be before this man convinced you that he's not that man. For what he's put you through, to still allow him in your home, to still dedicate your art show to him. Like, show you this woman was truly in love with Jason #2 before he said, "No, bitch, I'm just gonna focus on me." I guess it's crazy.
Yeah.
She has every reason to be scorned. She has every reason to be like upset, but she still let him in her home.
You munching over there? What you eating?
Yeah, I'm eating some flaming hot puffs, Christian. You know puffs? Like the fucking Cheetos puffs? There's a flaming hot version of that. Like flaming hot Cheetos, but puffs.
Yeah.
I got hungry in the middle and just started eating. I should not have done that. It's very disrespectful. But yes, the show's fucking pumped. Christian, what do you have anything to say? Because that's it. Episode 2 ends.
That cliffhanger was some nasty work. That was some nasty work.
We're almost half of the way through, man. The season's almost over.
What? What do you mean?
It's only like 9 episodes.
It's half of the way through. This was episode 2.
I think we're almost half, as in like we're a quarter of the way through.
We're not almost half though.
We're a quarter of the way, Christian.
Yeah.
Is it 8 episodes?
Damn, this is 4 episodes?
9 episodes. 9 episodes.
Yeah. They came out this year, right?
It just, yeah. The finale was like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
2 weeks. Christian, this show is so good.
I'm glad.
Severance? Apple TV has so many good shows, man. Oh, Apple TV has so many good shows. So many good shows. Blackbird? Oh my god. Defending Jacob, which I already mentioned. Presume Innocent. Christian, Presume Innocent. God. Crazy shit. But yeah, Apple TV's the shit. Alright, until next time. Are we good?
Alright. Yeah.
Alright.
You're good.
I'm going to sleep. Bye.
Alright. Bye.